It's Luke and Naomi.
Welcome to episode 59.
Getting so close to that 60
Pushing
mark.
60. Look at that. And it feels like it's been a month.
It feels like it's been forever, yes.
Yeah, the 2 weeks off thing, a little extra vacation. Apologies for taking the extra week off there. Had some stuff pop up, and then all of a sudden, oh, wow. We should probably put up something that says we're not doing one this week.
Right. We really wanted to. I knew it was going to get weird with Labor Day and everything, but, man, we had other things come up. And
I'll tell you,
wow.
We watched a movie, so we had the movie, in the hole and ready to go, and just everything got so, tight on us. Time got tight on us, and then Skee-Ball got in the way too. So
that's right.
Skee-Ball, we'll get to that in a second. We'll get to our Under a Rock review for this episode in just a few minutes too. Of course, True Lies. We finally found True Lies on streaming. Didn't even pay for it.
That's awesome. That's one of the first movies that we have not had to pay for, which, you know me, I'm counting every penny. So I was ecstatic. Heck yes, we're going to watch True Lies. It ain't going to cost us anything.
That's right. That was fantastic. But also, if you were jonesing for Luke and Naomi while we were off, we did have our, third episode of
Sips and Snacks, yes.
Sips and Snacks.
Yeah.
This one was so good.
Delicious.
I was watching that over the weekend, over one of the weekends, and wanted to run right back out and get more Oreos and more beer and even the wine. I don't.
Yeah.
But that one was so good. What do you do with Oreos? Naomi's not a milk drinker.
No,
so
absolutely
she's
not.
Never had the experience of dipping an Oreo into milk, right?
No.
Now she has something to dip her Oreos in.
Beer.
And
it's amazing.
Imperial Stout.
It's phenomenal. If you have not seen the video yet, you have to check it out. Like, it's just, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to change your world.
It was so great, too. I mean, Ashley Rogers at Fermental, the person who picks all our pairings and all of that stuff, he was like, with the wine and the Oreo, double stuffed Oreo, too, just because I want to throw that out there. Mm-hmm. He says, go ahead and just take a bite and then, bite. What is it? Sip, bite, sip.
Yes.
I'll never get it right. But then with the beer, he says, sip, bite, sip, but then either dunk or disassemble the Oreo as you would.
Yes.
And
we both went the dunk route because, I mean, it's an Oreo, and I never got to experience that yet. So, yeah, I'm going to dunk my Oreo in some beer.
First time dunker over here.
Oh, it was amazing.
And I mean, you might go, oh my God, beer and Oreo. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you like the
video.
craft beer and all of that stuff, you'll absolutely love the pairing. Check out the video. Ashley does a much better job of explaining why these things go together.
Right.
Too. So, Sips and Snacks on the YouTube, Luke and Naomi On-Air. Hit that subscribe button for us when you go over and check that one out. But again, we said we got tied up a little bit last week because of Skee-Ball.
That's right, Skee-Ball.
Skee-Ball. And yeah, we're talking about Skee-Ball from the arcade. The wooden ball. You throw it at the hoops. Rings? Circles? Holes?
Rings. I'd go with rings.
Rings?
Hoops makes it sound like you're shooting basketballs.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And I don't like
Rings.
saying, holes, because that just sounds weird. I've got a terrible mind, so.
I was going to say,
you throw it
it's
at the
your
holes.
mind that's in the gutter.
But yeah, Skee-Ball.
Yeah.
Wilmington Brewskee-Ball, to be exact. Shout out to Wilmington Brewskee-Ball and the fine folks.
We did not know was a thing like a month ago.
How long they mid-2000s?
Yeah.
At least.
They've been going forever. But we had no idea and just stumbled across this.
A couple of national champions in the midst of the Brewskee-Ball crew well, which is, you wouldn't think is a thing, but it's a thing.
It's a thing.
There can be a national champion of Skee-Ball.
I'm not surprised, though.
Which I absolutely love it. And you're like, oh, yeah, I could do it. No, you couldn't.
No. Oh, my goodness.
You don't understand.
It's a lot harder than I remember.
It is.
But maybe that's because when you're a kid playing Skee-Ball, it's not... You're trying to get as many tickets as you can.
And when I was a kid playing Skee-Ball, I did like Nelson from The Simpsons, just walked up on the ramp and dunked all the balls in the hundreds.
Of
now
course.
you actually got to have some skill involved and know what you're doing. So that's what we're doing for the next 2 months or so.
Yeah.
Is Wilmington Brewskee-Ball. We're in a league, and we promised on Facebook. I'm not sure if we mentioned last episode that we would reveal our team name.
That's right.
For whatever skeezin' this is. The puns just fly around in this league. If you like puns and Skee-Ball, Wilmington Brewskee-Ball is where it's at for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, oh boy. So would you like to do the honors? You don't?
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure I'll mess it up.
So the cool thing again with the puns, so there's some sort of the word ball or roll or ski mixed into all kinds of words. And then they have
Or something with beer or
brew,
yeah.
all of that. And then they go even deeper with some of their lingo and terminology and stuff, which we haven't fully gotten the hang of yet.
Oh, absolutely not. It's a whole world that has opened up for us.
So we went with the periodic table of Elskiments.
That's right. See, that's why I had you say it, because I was pretty sure I was going to ruin it, and that's just kind of a bummer,
So
not being able to pronounce your own name yet.
The periodic table of Elskiments. And according to Ashley Rogers from Fermental is our third partner, and he is actually a legend in the Brewskee-Ball deal.
Yeah.
So he helped us name, and he said, you have to come up with a name that trips up the Skee-EO, the person who announces everything each week. You have to find a name that trips her up. So that's what we did.
Which makes sense.
It does.
That'll
Makes perfect
make
sense.
it even more fun.
So that's it. The periodic table of Elskiments.
That's right.
That is our Wilmington Brewskee-Ball name. They're on Facebook, too. You can check them out there and see what they're all about. And if you're in the area, you got to come out on Tuesday night, Bull City Cider Works.
Yeah, Skis
and
and
check
starts
that out.
tomorrow.
It does.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. So that would be, what day is it? It would be the 19th of September is when we're kicking that off, 2023, if you're listening to this in the future or in the past somehow. That just broke my mind right there.
Yeah.
So really looking forward to that. And, we'll have your episodes up weekly as well. Probably now on Wednesdays, maybe Monday nights. We haven't figured out the exact schedule.
Yeah, our schedule has gotten pretty packed with Sips and Snacks and now Skee-Ball, brewskee-ball. So we'll figure it out, though. We'll have your episodes each week.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Other than everything we do and work.
Sure.
We got this. Absolutely no worries. So there you go. That's what's going on. That was the reveal of the Skee-Ball team name. And we did the Oreos because, again, you got to see the Oreos video for Sips and Snacks.
That's right.
And one of the things, if you're new to Luke and Naomi On-Air, you haven't been around that long, we were an actual radio morning show back in Roswell, New Mexico. Shout out to the Country Giant and all the fine folks in southeastern New Mexico. And one of the things that we like to talk about every year is something called the Ig Nobel Prizes.
These, yes.
The Ig Nobel Prizes, which are basically the Razzies for science. You know, Nobel Prize is all fun, or not fun and games, all serious and stuff like that. The Ig Nobel is the goofy, weird stuff of science. The stuff you don't hear about.
Yeah, the stuff we care more about.
The absolutely stuff we care more about. So they just did the winners for the Ig Nobels over the weekend. And there was a couple of decent ones. So I got the list for us. And I wanted to drop these on everybody because, as always, they didn't disappoint. So let's see here. We'll go from the bottom. In physics, the winner of the Ig Nobel was a study measuring the extent to which ocean water mixing is affected by the sexual activity of anchovies.
Huh.
Do you need a second to wrap your mind around that?
Well, the sexual activity of anchovies was never something that ever crossed my mind. Let's just say that.
Yeah, right.
So
much less their effect on ocean water mixing.
Man, and you got to realize, like, somebody devoted their life to studying this, and we're just kind of ripping it apart here.
Or maybe they didn't.
Sorry, guy or girl or whoever you are.
Maybe they looked up one day and was like, what the hell am I doing? How did I get here?
How did I waste my life like this?
Oh, so that was the physics winner. The psychology winner was experiments on a city street to see how many passersby stop to look upward when they see strangers looking upward.
That's cool. I would have loved to do that study right then and there. I'll do it right now. Yeah.
Just let's go outside right now and start looking up. We're going to have to do this maybe the next time we go to Fermental. We'll stand outside of Fermental and stare.
I'm going to guess it's going to be like 85% of people, maybe even closer to 90, maybe even more, like 92% of people.
It's got to be a lot.
Are going to look up because you're looking up.
It has to be a lot.
And it doesn't take much to look up.
And now I wonder, you think more people would look up at night or in the daytime? Because at nighttime, it's like, what the hell is in the sky at night?
That's not what the study is about.
I know,
here,
but
okay?
I just had to throw
You're making it too complicated.
Look at Naomi's wrinkle on it.
Yeah.
So,
well, I was thinking more of like having a box and having people like look under it. Just a box sitting there. Somebody looks under it, puts it back, and then waits for the next person to walk by, look under the box. Especially if you see somebody do it, look under the box.
Or you look under the box and then run.
Oh, that would be weird. That would be so weird.
Would you look under the box then, or would you wait to see if any other person come up and try to get them to look under the box?
I think I'd look under the box. Curiosity would get me.
And that's why you'd only last 3 days in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
Naomi's
well,
words, not mine.
Yeah.
In education, they did a methodical study on the boredom of students and teachers.
Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine the...
The results were inconclusive.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody fell asleep.
Yeah.
In nutrition, they did experiments to determine how electrified chopsticks and drinking straws could change the taste of food. Yeah, because you burn your taste buds off, right?
Yeah.
Something like that can't be...
That sounds inhumane.
What?
You just go in to like take a sip of like a milkshake or something and you get electrocuted. That's messed up.
Electrified chopsticks. I
Yeah.
thought Saw 10 is coming out like right now. So there you go. Electrified chopsticks. That'd be a good one. In public health, they study the invention of a smart toilet that uses a variety of technologies to monitor and quickly analyze our waste.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, whatever, but I get why that's an Ig Nobel, because who the hell would... That sounds like a shitty job.
Yeah.
In communication, a study on the mental activities of people who excel at speaking backwards. So, like, for example, this is written down too. I don't know. Instead of saying happy birthday, they say pi-hap day birth, or p-hap day birth.
Okay.
That's just weird. Can't imagine why anybody would ever do that. In medicine, a study using cadavers to explore whether there is an equal number of hairs in each person's 2 nostrils.
Huh.
Because it's important. Somebody got paid to do this, by the
Yeah.
way. Somebody has a job, and this was part of it.
Not only that, but they're making decent money doing this. Okay?
Probably better than we are, that's
Yeah.
for sure. They found the average nose hair count per nostril is between 100 122 hairs.
Okay. Less than I thought. I thought there'd be more, like, way up there that you can't see or anything, you know?
Oh, man, it just makes my nose itch thinking of that for some reason. In mechanical engineering, they did experiments where researchers reanimated dead spiders to use as mechanical gripping tools, like claw machines.
That's disgusting.
I know that. I knew that would creep you right out.
I
knew
don't
you weren't
like
gonna
that
like
at
that one.
all.
So they're studying. I've seen some of this stuff where they're studying how like spiders' legs almost work like hydraulics. So that's how they're. Anyway,
Nope.
moving right
Nope.
along because of
Nope.
your face. It's a study on the sensations people feel when they repeat a single word many times.
I feel like that would be very fitting for you.
I could do that study. I could do that study for sure. The sensation you feel when you repeat a single word many times. There's a sensation.
Okay. It just
So,
seems weird.
Might as well study it many
Yeah.
times. In chemistry and geology, a paleontologist explained the reasons why geologists and paleontologists like to lick rocks.
Wait, like legit lick rocks?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of this?
No, I have not.
So, if it's a rock, it'll feel like licking a rock. But if it's a piece of fossilized bone, it'll stick to your tongue.
What?
That's
So
how
that's
they,
why-
That's how they tell the difference.
I don't know if this is a rock or a fossil, so I'm going to lick it.
Yeah. Hey, boss, is this a rock or a fossil? I don't know. Lick it.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
You know, I go back and forth with, look how far we've come, and no, we haven't gone anywhere.
Science.
Yeah. Just lick
I
it.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. That's fantastic. Another thing that we always like to read every year, and it usually causes some fun debate as well, is the annual Toy Hall of Fame nominations.
Oh, I'm here for this. Yes.
Yeah, the National Toy Hall of Fame just did the finalists for the 2023 class. They do 12 finalists, and then they pick three inductees.
And this always becomes an argument because some of the ones, like the nominations that they name, you're like, how is that not already in the Toy Hall of Fame? And then there's other ones where you're like, why the hell is that in the Toy Hall of Fame? It doesn't belong there.
I'm so glad that you started us off with that, because are you ready for the 12 nominations?
Yes.
The finalists this year, baseball cards.
Okay.
I mean, I get it,
My point right there.
but are they really a toy?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're a toy if you put them in the spokes of your bicycle, I would say. But I mean, you're not playing with baseball cards. You're trading that. The next
Trading
nomination
them is playing with them.
I
I would
guess.
say yes, and they should have been in there a while ago.
The next one is the board game Battleship.
Okay, that one should have been in there a while ago.
It's a fitting nomination.
Yeah.
Bingo.
The fact that bingo's not in there. Like, I think bingo's been around since, like, the 1800s.
But bingo is a church hall fundraising pancake breakfast thing. That's not a toy. I mean, just because you go to bingo with your grandma a few times in your life doesn't mean that it's a toy that should be in the Toy Hall of Fame.
I think it's a toy.
Bingo.
Me and you have different definitions of what a toy is.
Obviously.
Yeah. All right, what else is on this list?
Bop It.
Okay, that's, yeah.
Now, there is a toy.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, Cabbage Patch Kids.
Okay.
I think that's a fitting nomination
Sure.
for the Toy Hall of Fame. Choose Your Own Adventure game books.
Okay.
I like those. Did you ever get down with those? I
No.
think they started to phase those out after a little while. Then Connect 4.
Again, another one that should have been in there a while ago.
I say so too. I agree. And Mattel's Ken. The Ken doll.
Yeah.
Not in the Toy Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Put my man in there.
Yeah.
I would say after the success of the movie and all that junk this year,
Probably
I-
going to happen.
I would be surprised if they didn't let Ken in the Toy Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how does it not just, like, go in... How does he not go in, like, just with the Barbie universe? Anyway,
I don't know.
a couple more. The Little Tykes Cozy Coop. The red car with a yellow roof.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a great toy. Nerf toys. I feel like they're a perennial nomination, but they never get in.
Which is weird. You'd think they'd make it in by now.
Yeah, they're a great toy. And I mean, hell, they're old enough now to get in. Slime and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Huh.
The final ones. Now, you know, I'm partial to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles myself, so I would love to see them get in. But they are. It does seem like they have a backlog of old ass toys that they haven't gotten in.
Yeah.
So it seems like you're going to get some of the older ones in.
I feel like Connect 4 and Battleship like just have to go in this year.
Connect
Like,
4 and Battleship, you two board games.
Well, and they're both very much games.
Would you call Connect 4 is not a board game though, is it? Does it count?
It's a game.
It is.
It's a game.
Doctor's office game. It's a board game.
Yeah.
All right. So the winners are voted on by industry experts, toy industry experts. Boy, is there a title I'd like to have?
Yeah.
Toy industry experts. Plus, they're doing some public voting. Let's see. I think the public voting is about over if you get into by the end of like this week, which would be like the 22nd or 23rd of November. Or what is today? September.
Yeah.
I just read November on the thing. So then you can go to museumofplay.org if you get in before then and do your own vote because they're using like a fraction of the public vote to help make the final decision. They'll be announced.
That's always smart.
Yeah, well, I love it. That's why they make it a fraction.
Yeah.
It's like percent. And then they're going to announce the actual inductees on November 9th. So you know we'll have those.
Of course.
And we were just talking about this. Bingo and Nerf, also nominated last year, didn't make the cut. The three that did make it in last year, Light Bright, Masters of the Universe, and The Top.
Yeah. Another one where it's like, how is that not already in there?
A little bit of
Top.
a backlog of stuff that's got to get in,
Well,
right?
it's because you got 12 nominations and you're only picking 3 each time, and new games and toys keep coming out. So
That's right. So some cool stuff to look forward to seeing if they get into the Toy Hall of Fame. Let's go Nerf.
yeah,
Here we go, Nerf.
sure.
And now it is time for some random facts. Your weekly dose of Did You Know? Some goofy stuff to impress your friends and win some bar bets.
That's right.
Did you know the inventor of the Rubik's Cube? You ever hear his name?
I believe so. I have no idea though.
Erno Rubik.
Maybe not, because that doesn't sound familiar.
Did you know it took him a month to solve it the first time?
Interesting.
Yeah, right. And did you know it was first invented in Hungary in 1974, but wasn't sold as a toy puzzle internationally until 1980?
Okay.
Did you know the term honeymoon comes from a medieval tradition? I didn't know that, but like I'm not surprised with, when couples got married, their families would give them a bunch of honey wine to drink for a full 28-day cycle of the moon. The wine was supposed to be an aphrodisiac.
Party time.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Did you know there were approximately 25 to 50 active serial killers in the United States? There are 25 to 50 active serial killers in the United States at any given moment.
Sounds about right.
But did you know that's down significantly from the 80s and 90s when there was 4 times that many?
Did not know that. That's creepy and weird. There's always a statistic that goes around, and I wish I knew what it was. But it's something about like the chance that you'll walk past somebody who is a serial killer, and it's actually pretty high.
Oh.
It's freaky.
In 1987, there were 198 active serial killers, and a serial killer is defined as someone who's killed 2 or more people at different times.
All right.
So the bar is set low.
Yeah.
To help push that stat up. I don't think that's why the bar is set low. Hey, moving right along, did you know Enya has never gone on tour?
Huh, I guess I never really thought about it.
And she's sold more than 80 million albums without ever going on tour.
Big into the concert scene.
Also, did you know Enya was a single person? Because I always thought that was a group.
Yes, I knew it was a single person.
I really always thought Enya was like, I must get Enya confused with Trans-Siberian Orchestra or some junk like that. I don't know why. Don't ask me why.
Okay.
Here's where I should drop in the Flock of Seagulls best of.
That's right.
Right now. And finally, did you know a guy named John Holohan invented Lucky Charms in 1964?
Okay.
He decided to see how it tasted to put pieces of Brax circus peanuts in his Cheerios. And that's how we got Lucky Charms.
Very interesting. That last fact was a good one.
I liked saving it for last.
Yeah, and it also made me want Lucky Charms.
And it also cleaned
Been a
up after
while.
the serial killer one, too, you know?
Yeah.
So that is your weekly dose of Did You Know, some random facts to get you to the next Luke and Naomi On-Air, featuring Naomi's Under a Rock Review podcast. And last episode,
There you go.
we asked you what you would do if you won the lottery, but what common thing you would do.
Right. Instead of, I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to buy a boat, I'm going to give all this money away. Like the first thing, you cashed in the ticket, you know what kind of money you have. What are you going to do? What's
That's
your
right.
first order of business?
Just the first, that one. So the story comes from a lady here in Wilmington won $200,000 on a scratch off or something like that. And they asked her what she was going to do. She says, I'm going to get a lazy boy.
Yeah.
That thing. Because you can go get that first. You don't have to worry about the process of buying a house or a new car or whatever. So genius idea. So what's the most common thing you would buy if you won the lottery today? Had some pretty cool answers. Steven said, gas to go cash the ticket.
Well, smart.
Genius.
Yeah.
That's the most.
You're going to need that.
He went super meta and went, yes, gas to cash the ticket. Juan says a good set of work boots and casual shoes.
There you go. Yeah.
Good answer.
Yep.
Good answer, because, the thing with the boots, right? You pay more for the boots. They'll last you longer and all of that stuff. And it's like, oh, now I can go get those real super awesome ones. Ralph says nice tongs for the Blackstone.
Of course.
That's for Naomi right there.
Yeah.
For newbies, I love tongs. Naomi hates how many tongs I have.
Because you don't need 18 pairs of tongs.
Sure do.
You don't.
Okay. You got me there.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It doesn't change anything. He'll still get like a new set of tongs on Christmas and his birthday and all of that.
Two sitting in the Amazon cart right now.
And not get rid of any of the old ones. Like, look, this is like the exact same pair that matches this pair. Although 90% of them are different, but you'll have 2 that match, and I don't understand.
Oh, you just wait.
Get rid of one.
I've decided I'm going to narrow everything down to 2 styles, but I'm going to have at least 2 of each.
Why?
Function. I like my... anyway, let's not get into the tongs situation. Thanks, Ralph.
Yeah, look what you started, Ralph. I thought we were over that.
Thought we had moved past the tongs.
Ralph, that's it. You lose a listener of the day from way back when.
Call the
I'm
therapist.
Taking it away.
We need to make an appointment.
Yep.
It's another tongs visit.
Yep.
All right. Snowman says every Disney product for the home.
Of course. I'm not surprised there.
They are Disney adults. He says that would make his missus very happy. Happy spouse, happy house. Nicely done, Snowman. Way to go. Todd says decent, durable luggage.
Nice. That's a good one.
Great answer, because, after all that money clears and settles and you can use it bigly, you're going to go and travel, right?
You might as well have good luggage.
You can get the luggage at Costco tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good call, Todd. I like that one. He says, love you, bye, at the end of his comment.
That's right.
That's right. We'll see here. Dorsey says bottled water.
Bottled water?
Is that because it's like just the most common everyday thing you could think of? Or is there something behind that?
Yeah.
Like there's...
Explain yourself.
Yeah, I want the explanation, Dorsey. Let us know. Brando says the wooden supplies he needs to build a porch in the back he's been wanting to add on.
Aw, that's cool.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
You know, just everyday stuff. He said also some ribs for the smoker so he has something good to eat after working on it all day.
There you go.
That sounds like a good day, too. You get up, put the meat on the smoker, and then you start to build the deck.
Yep.
Nicely done, Brando. Ralph again says a new coffee table and large throw rug.
Nice. Okay.
Just a good, regular, everyday, common item. I love it. Paul says some local brew to celebrate.
There you go.
I would get a keg of some local brew. How
Why
about
not?
that? Matt says windshield wipers.
Is that something you need right now and you just keep putting it off?
Well, you know, I come back to not on purpose, but I've been comparing everything to the Lazy Boy because you can imagine, you know, the woman wanted a Lazy Boy, could probably get it if she really needed and had to, but it's like, it's an expense I could put off and all of that stuff. But like windshield wipers, I hope you're not in that situation.
You might be.
Don says a new motorcycle. Very common.
Yeah.
Very everyday. Well done, Tom. Let's see. Relika says comfortable underwear and bras.
Nice. That's a great answer.
All right. Great answer. What else we got here? Ralph again says Tupperware and pots and pans.
It's a good one, too.
Just redoing the inside of the house.
Yeah.
I mean, all that stuff you just don't think about. And then you go, hey, we should replace this. Okay, you know, how much are we looking at? Make a little budget for it. And it's like, oh, we'll do that next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Every single time it's,
Yeah.
this is adding up too quickly, so we're not going to buy anything.
Scrap it all. Don't
That's
even
right.
get half.
Nope.
We'll get everything new at once someday.
Yeah.
When we hit the lotto.
When we win the lottery.
And finally, Relika again says, good toilet paper.
Well, that's important. You have to have that whether you win the lottery or not. So I didn't take this as like, buying the Lazy Boy or buying that item that I could probably afford, but just keep putting it off. Because that's a great way to look at this.
Yeah.
I looked at this as, the first thing that I'm going to do when I buy or win the lottery and all of that, I'm going to, cash in my ticket. And then when I'm good and hungry and ready, I'm going to go to Taco Bell.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to drop about $100 and I am not going to feel guilty about it. I'm going to just buy one of everything.
It's because you won't wake up afterwards.
It'll be fine. No. I want an outrageously stupid meal from Taco Bell. Like $100.
$100 worth of Taco Bell.
Absolutely. Whatever I don't finish, I'm going to put in the fridge. Guess what? I'm going to reheat that. It's cool. I'm still cheap, even though I won the lottery.
I mean,
it's fine.
I'm going to a good high-end steak joint or something like that.
I'll go there too.
He's like, I'm going to Taco Bell and locking the doors.
Give me an hour alone in here.
Get out. Open the nacho cheese and back away.
Oh my gosh, I can make my own tacos. Oh, it'd be so great.
Now that's something that you do after all the checks clear, though. Is you just
That's right.
rent out a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
How do I shut the cameras off?
Nobody watched this.
That's fantastic.
Look, I wasn't taking it that far. I was just spending $100 at Taco Bell guilt-free.
Oh my goodness.
That's all.
Absolutely love your answer. Fantastic.
Yeah, Taco Bell.
I like it.
What
Well
about
done.
you? What's the first thing you're doing?
First thing I'm doing, well,
First thing you're buying.
I would say PlayStation 5, but I got that.
Yeah, so you're set there.
I just got my PlayStation 5 the other day. I'm going to be honest, that's why we didn't record last week.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I sat down at 5 o'clock when I got home from work. All of a sudden, it was 10:30.
I didn't see him the whole night.
It was over.
Yeah.
People were trying to talk to me and call me, and it was all kinds of all over. That, or I don't know. I think I might go with a piece of furniture, honestly. Maybe a good kitchen appliance, but I'm thinking, I like the Lazy Boy idea or something like that, a second couch or something, TV probably.
You got to buy a second house, so you got a place to put the second couch.
Well, I know we have a small, I'm not really going to win the lottery either. So
You don't know that?
there's your wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Let's go with big TV.
Okay,
Let's
there
go
you
with big
That's
TV
a good
because I can just run out and get that.
Yeah.
So there you go. Great answers from that one. Again, Luke and Naomi on air. If you're new, on Facebook is where you can go and drop your comments. We absolutely love when you join in. And so for next week, we've got another question, of course, because that's what we do. This one, very fitting for the second half of our podcast, the Under a Rock review part. What movie would you erase from your memory so you could watch it again for the first time?
Oh, this is a good one.
That is a good one. I mean, all the big twisty movies jump to mind right off the bat, of course. But then there's like some great, just fun ones that you
love so
love.
much, but you remember the first time you watched it and how much you loved it the first time you watched it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So there's some good ones, some great pop. Again, the twisty movies jump to mind: The Sixth Sense, Fight Club, stuff like that.
Fight Club would definitely be up there for me.
A Fight Club would be, because if you haven't heard my Fight Club story, I was stuck in a room with a bunch of guys that, were allegedly my friends that just wouldn't turn the movie off as they turned it on in the last 40 minutes.
Aww,
it's like, hey, I haven't.
That is a bummer.
There was like 2 or 3 people in the room advocating on my behalf for that. Hey, turn it. He hasn't seen it. And the person whose house it was just like, I just don't care.
No. Wow.
So Fight Club would be, my knee-jerk reaction to the question.
I just like that one because, it was fun watching it the first time through. That I would
really
like to re-see that, re-feel those feelings.
Yeah. So what movie would you erase from your memory so you could watch again for the first time? Let us know on Luke and Naomi On-Air on Facebook. That is the best place to go. You can also drop it if you're listening on Spotify right below. We've got a comment area there I set up. And if you're listening/watching on the YouTube, which you can also do now.
That's right.
Check that out. Like and subscribe, please. But you can also leave your comments there on the YouTube page as well. Looking forward to those for next week.
Maybe True Lies would be on my list.
Oh, yeah?
It might be.
All right. Well, then, without further ado, let's get to the good stuff, the other good stuff, the rest of the good stuff. It is time for Naomi's Under a Rock review.
What could it be of?
Of True Lies.
Yeah.
We've been looking for this one. It pops up on streaming on the ones that we pay for, and then is gone in like a day and couldn't find it. So finally it's back. It's on streaming like we said earlier. Didn't have to pay for it, so that made it extra cool.
Oh yeah.
Man, I love True Lies. All right, let's do it.
I'm just gonna say right off the bat is this movie was nothing like what I expected it to be.
All right.
So let's jump right in. We start with this like fancy smancy party. Arnold Schwarzenegger has crashed this party. Apparently he had a scuba dive underwater to cut a gate to be able to sneak in, which seemed like a lot, but I mean, it's a spy movie, so whatever. Anyway, he's dressed all fancy. He's like comes in the back entrance and just starts acting like he owns the place, which seems to work out pretty well. So this movie just
such
starts.
a cool start to it, right?
Yeah, the movie just starts, and we're right in the middle of this. There's no setting up the story. It's like, we'll get to that later.
Oh, he's a spy.
Yeah.
I love when he hands the guy the champagne flute, and he's like, "Hey, would you hold this, please?" And just walks away from him.
And the guy just holds it, So he's making a little FaceTime with all these billionaires and sneaks off, finds some computer, downloads some files, whatever. I don't know. Spy stuff.
Yeah, that's where we get the shot of the super old Windows logo.
Yeah. Not only that, but man, that was a big computer too.
I was worried.
Fat computer.
Rewatching it for myself that the super old tech was going to throw me off.
Okay.
But I don't think it did at all. I mean, once we got past that old pixely Windows logo.
Nah, it was fine, all right, so now the computer is like hooked up to 2 guys in a van. His partner's over there. He wanders back downstairs, ends up doing the tango with some lady, some art dealer, who I feel like she may come back up at some point. And no, like legit doing the tango, not something else. No innuendo there.
I think you're thinking of the horizontal mambo.
Yeah, something like that, Then he sneaks away by leaving right out the front gate. That's how he sneaks away.
He's going to walk out the front door.
Walk out the front door.
Love it.
Which was really cool. I mean, a guy did try to stop him, so he set off a bomb. That obviously caused a little bit of a distraction there.
A little bit.
But apparently not enough, though. Because now everybody sees him trying to just walk off and all that. So now he's got dogs chasing him. He's got skiers shooting at him. A couple of guys on snowmobiles. The works. Of course, he shoots everyone and gets away because it's a spy movie. And
Heck
all
yes.
of that happened in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so he heads home. Jamie Lee Curtis is his wife, which was just weird. Like, who did the casting for this?
I don't know.
I don't know. 90s were a different time,
It's
I guess.
legendary.
It's just so weird. I could not see them in any shape or form being married.
Looking
they don't
back
even
on it,
seem like a married couple.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But looking back on it, it's like they are just. I don't know if this started off to be a spoof. You know, this is a James Cameron movie.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if he started this to be a spoof of 90s action movies and it started to turn serious and then he went back, or what it is.
I don't know what happened.
But it's perfect.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. And he's got a daughter. She seems to be in like the rebellious phase, stealing money from his partner. She's going to school on the back of some guy's motorcycle. So she goes off to school. Schwarzenegger, which we find out is Harry is his name, and his partner go off to work, where we find out just how much of a spy he is.
Omega Sector.
Oh, yeah. 1 million different clearance levels he's got to get through. The last line of defense. So
Heck yes.
He's got to be a bigger deal than the CIA and all of that. Apparently they're in trouble for their botched mission at the billionaire's house, so now they got to do some more digging and get concrete evidence on some guy that they believe is funding a terrorist or maybe a terrorist or something. I don't know. I'm missing key plot points throughout the movie. Got really distracted by all the side things, just to be honest.
Okay. There's a lot going on.
There is. Oh my goodness. There is so much going on through this movie.
I mean, it's not really a plot-driven movie, I would say.
In the grand scheme of things, the plot isn't really,
It's like second or third.
Yeah. You can watch a piece of this movie and just know what's going to happen and be all right with it.
Oh, yeah.
But also, me trying to explain things that have happened in this movie, this is the longest section of notes I think I've had on any movie, including movies that were like 3 hours long.
That's awesome. I just got... True Lies is the ultimate definition of the journey, not the destination.
Yes.
Because I couldn't care less about the ending. But
Yeah.
there's like several awesome legendary scenes in this. I got talking about True Lies at work the other day, and you know, we're just rattling off the scene because it just seems like that's what it is. It's just different scenes thrown in a movie.
Yeah. You might as well be watching like Family Guy or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Anyway, so they need concrete evidence about this guy who may be a terrorist or funding a terrorist. So now Harry ends up meeting up with the art lady that he did the tango with. So I knew it. I knew she was going to come back into play. I didn't know how many times, but apparently she's going to come back into play a lot.
Killed it.
And he's pretending he's going to, he's selling art or something. Doesn't matter. But we learned that the art lady is not the brains of the operation. Some person pretending to be a worker is. He comes into her office after Harry leaves and slaps her across the face, which was pretty intense there.
Yeah.
And he was like, there's so much surveillance on this place and you're busy laughing and flirting and all of that. And, but he's the brains behind the operation. He's the actual, terrorist or whatnot.
He's the leader guy.
Yeah.
Of Crimson Jihad.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right, so now we see Harry talking with his wife, saying, he'll make it home for his birthday dinner, which is a spy movie. He's not going to make it home. He hasn't been home in years, So now Harry is being followed, so he goes into the bathroom. This scene, oh
it's
my
fantastic.
gosh. All right, so Harry is being followed. He goes into the bathroom. He sets a pack of cigarettes on the counter. That pack of cigarettes actually has a camera in it, so he can kind of see what's going on while he pretends to pee or is actually peeing. It doesn't matter. Because of the camera, he can see the people who are following him enter the bathroom. One is ready to shoot him, but because he can see it coming, he moves out of the way. And then we have this crazy bathroom fight scene.
Epic bathroom fight scene.
Well, the worst part about this is they're shooting at each other, causing a huge commotion. All of this, there's an old guy in there going to the bathroom. Like, you didn't want to check the stalls first or anything. You could kill somebody that's just a random civilian.
You had just said something about Family Guy, and we were talking about just craziness of this movie. And the old dude in the bathroom during this fight scene is just chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Just the cherry on top of that scene.
All right, so they're attacking each other, all of that. One of the guys, I'm pretty sure, is dead, and then him and the other guy is battling out. Harry hits him in the face with one of the hand dryer things, rips it off the wall and hits him in the face with it. Who frickin' wrote this?
They just fight forever.
Not only that, but then he smashes his face in a urinal, which is absolutely disgusting. And then we've got the third guy who's sitting in the car waiting for the other two. He gets out and goes after Harry. We have more bathroom fighting at this point. And then we've got this epic chase scene on a scooter and horseback.
Heck yes.
Goes through town, and then it goes into a hotel. At this point, I'm like, what movie am I freaking watching right now? I thought
True
this
Lies.
was a serious spy movie.
It
That's
is.
very intense. No, it is absolutely not.
It so is. Serious spy movie.
Yeah. Although this had to be like a fun scene to shoot. You know, dodging luggage and people ducking so you don't hit your head on the ceiling, going around crazy turns while you're on a scooter and somebody else is on horseback through a hotel. And it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. That's the thing. That's why, like, I mentioned Family Guy earlier, and I'm really sticking to that one. Because just when you think that it's not going to get, you know, more ridiculous, it just keeps getting more ridiculous.
As you point out the Family Guy connection, just don't forget, this came first.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know. All right, so the chase scene continues. The motorcycle goes into the elevator. So, of course, Harry is on the horse, and he's got to get into a different elevator because why wouldn't you? You know, the horse has got to go up too, right?
That's right.
Which was, again, absolutely ridiculous.
It's a
but
fine animal you
entertaining.
have. The old people in the elevator with him and the horse.
It's just ridiculous. I was actually at one point mad by how entertained I was by this. Then the guy who's on the motorcycle, who I believe was the head terrorist guy.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same dude.
But again, this movie, it doesn't really matter. You know, it doesn't take anything away whether you know who the person was or not at this point.
One of the bad guys.
Yeah. So the bad guy drives his motorcycle off the top floor of the hotel into a pool a few floors down and across the street. So Harry's on his horse. What do you think he's going to do right there?
I got to interrupt right here because this is one of the first movies that I took my own notes on. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I don't need to add them all because you're hitting all the same beats. But there was a couple times during this when I wrote down my reactions to when you stopped. So Naomi stopped right about here to write a couple of notes down. And the look on her face during that whole up the elevator scene.
Yeah.
Then when she stops and takes notes, then the look on her face as she goes to hit play and see what happens. She thought he was jumping that bleeping horse off the roof.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The way it was all set up, it was like, oh, no, he's really going to do this.
You ever watch somebody watch an action movie and you just see them like tense up and prepare? I mean, she was gripping the reins of that horse for him. It was awesome.
Listen, I did that for this entire movie, okay? Like, I did not know what to expect for the majority of this movie.
It's great.
But yeah, so looks like Harry's going to do the same thing. He's going to jump off the roof with a freaking horse and try to land in a pool because it's an action movie and he'll survive. But the horse stops at the end. And at this point I wrote, I don't even have words for what I just watched because I didn't.
Pretty much.
You know? But now we got Harry hanging off the side of a building because the horse had stopped. And he's basically trying to coax the horse into backing up slowly so he can get back on the roof. A lot of action in this movie.
A lot.
Really.
Yeah.
Everything is definitely more crazy and dramatic than it needs to be. But I guess that's what happens when you're a spy, right?
At this point, you here for it, or is it getting too out of hand for you?
I think I'm still here for it at this point.
Looking forward to see what happens next.
Yeah, I'm more curious. Let's just say that I'm still neutral, more curious. So we'll see.
All right.
We'll see what happens in a few scenes here. So Harry goes to meet his wife for lunch, smooth things over for missing dinner from his birthday like we knew he would. He overhears his wife talking to this mystery man named Simon, so now he's all depressed. But he's never home and never makes time for his wife, so what do you think is going to happen in that situation?
That's right.
Like, I get it. You got to keep things a secret when you're a spy, but maybe you shouldn't have gotten married if you're a spy. Or
something like that.
Thinking about being a spy.
That old chestnut.
You know. But now we got Harry at home, and he tells his wife he stopped by to see her, and she's like, oh, you must have just missed me, and goes on this huge lie about someone needing documents, and she couldn't print them, and needed to go to a different floor, blah, 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 blah. Just Like when he lied to her in the beginning of the movie about the sales conference that he was supposedly at when he was busy botching that mission with the billionaires.
Oh, and he gave her the whole, super boring details and all of it.
They've got this new technology, blah, 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 and all of that. Like, I loved it. That scene right there made the movie.
All right.
The way they lied to each other like that.
True lies.
And that's all I could think about was, oh my goodness, I loved it.
That's about as close as you were getting to them saying the damn title, right?
Exactly. So yeah. I was running with it.
If you're new around here, Naomi absolutely gets tickled when they say the title of the movie in the movie.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah. So not going to happen in this one, though.
No, but that's close. I think we got the idea in a scene.
Oh my God, they did the movie title.
Exactly. They acted it out. I'll take it. All right. Anyway, Harry thinks it's a good idea at this point to tap his wife's phone because why not? At home and at work. So we know this is probably going to end badly. Love how his partner is like, I've got 2 words for you. Insane. I want to start using that.
Tom Arnold, by the way.
Is that who the partner is?
Is Gib. Yeah. Schwarzenegger's partner. This has to be the best thing Tom Arnold ever did. I mean, he's been in a couple of funny movies and did a lot of writing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like as far as on camera or whatever, this has got to be Tom Arnold's best thing ever. Because I mean, this character is just hilarious and he kills it. Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they wiretap the phones. They put listening devices and they follow her to a restaurant where she's been talking to some guy pretending to be a spy. So this is basically where we figure out Simon, this mystery man that she was talking to on the phone, is this idiot that just
I'm so excited to hear this part from Naomi. So like the whole Simon stuff.
Oh man, Simon, what a wonder. Simon. Simon happens to be a used car salesman, which seems fitting. So Harry pays him a visit to find out what his angle is and get to figure out a little bit more about him. Mr. Car Salesman invites the wife to meet him at night after Harry sat down and talked to him. Of course, not mentioning that, hey, that's my wife or anything that. Just playing the game, seeing what's up.
Feeling him out and all that stuff, yeah.
So Mr. Car Salesman invites the wife, Helen, to meet him at night, some mission he needs her for. So Harry finds out about it because of the wiretapping and all of that.
Okay.
And decides to follow him.
Yes. So there's the scene. Are you getting to the point where he picks her up? Are you going to say anything about where Simon picks up Helen in the meeting? I don't want to blow over that if you've already got those.
No, just about where they go.
So Naomi paused it there during the movie, and it's it's raining. She pulls up under a bridge.
Yeah.
And he pulls up in the Corvette. Mm-hmm. And as Naomi paused it, she goes, "This bleeping movie," and then stopped to write down her notes. This is probably the most enjoyment I've gotten out of watching you watch something for the first time, because like as everything was happening, he pulls up in the Corvette and she's like, "Oh my God."
Well, you just know that this is not going to end very well because this guy is pretending to be a spy, taking out the wife of somebody who is an actual spy who happens to know what's going on. How is this going to end well? It's not.
Oh, so much fun.
So, again, husband knows what's going on because of the wiretapping and all of that. So, of course, he follows them. My next line, probably where I paused it, is this movie is definitely not anything like what I expected it to be.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
That sounds about right.
All right. So, sleazy car salesman takes her to this trailer. And, this is his hideout or whatnot. Yeah, right.
He says it's his hideout.
Yeah, that's his home. And he's like, you have to be my wife for this mission. And he's basically like, let's practice getting intimate together.
Nice.
But she's obviously not interested. She still loves her husband. She's just looking for that little bit of adventure. So Harry and his team come in to scare the crap out of both of them. Of course, they've got like ski masks on. You don't know who they are, all of that.
Did you catch when they start busting in, the music is a spoof of the Halloween music?
Oh, I did not know that, but I don't know the Halloween music.
She's in Halloween, right? That's the one. Jamie Lee Curtis is Halloween. Yes. Yes.
Possibly?
Yes. So there's.
Listen, I know she's in Freaky Friday. That's about it.
So they actually cut the end of the trailer off to go in and
Yes.
get him. And
Yep.
as that's happening, the music they're playing is a spoof of the Halloween horror theme song.
And it obviously works, freaking him out and everything. They kidnap the wife and the car salesman, and of course she's a fighter, which you would expect. I mean, she's married to a spy and she doesn't even know it. She kicked one guy in the groin. She bit another guy, but still doesn't work. She gets kidnapped and thrown into this big metal room.
She kicks Gib in the junk.
Yeah.
And she bites Arnold.
Yeah.
And that was great.
So Harry is behind the two-way mirror, the big metal room that she was put into. Harry's behind the two-way mirror and asking all these pressing questions, like if she had slept with this terrorist, aka the used car salesman, how long she's been affiliated with the terrorist, and she's freaking out. And he's like, do you still love your husband? Which was kind of cheesy and cute. And she's like, of course. So he's like, well, you'll have to do this mission for us, and then we'll let you go. Otherwise, you're going to prison. And again, it was kind of cute because Gibbs there and just looking like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
and
right.
He's like, she wants adventure and fun. Like, let's just give her that.
We
It'll
can
be
help her with
fine.
that. Sure.
Yeah. Of course, they got to mess with the car salesman too, which I really loved this scene, and it was just awful at the same time. So they hold him over this big ditch or whatever. I don't know. They're high up. And
It's
they're
a
like,
ledge.
Yeah, and they're like, how long have you been a terrorist and all of this stuff? He's freaking out. He's yelling, I'm just a used car salesman. And then he pees himself because why not? But if you think about it, if someone's dangling you over a ledge, the chances of that happening are probably pretty high, It was believable.
It's so funny. It's such a hilarious scene.
Yeah. Well, and then they point the gun at his face, and again, that's when he starts peeing, so how can you blame him? And then they basically are like, just get lost and all of that. But then he's like, I'm not going to turn around because you're going to shoot me as soon as I turn around. And then he's just starting to get annoying.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, man, if somebody kidnapped you, they would shoot you. And then my favorite part, which I rewound and watched 5 times in a row, because he won't get lost. They shoot at his feet, and he's dancing around and all of that to get him to go.
Get lost, and he fires a couple at his feet. I don't think I've ever seen you more joyful in your entire life.
It was just so stupid, but funny.
The joy, and she's not kidding when she says she rewound that 4 or 5 times.
But they told you to get lost. This is your chance to not die. What are you doing? Standing there arguing.
I literally wrote
hell?
down. I don't think it could have made Naomi happier.
Well, he kind of deserved it. He's sleazy and all that.
That's great.
All right, so now we get to the setup, which has nothing to do with the main part of this movie either. Why? Because nothing has to do with anything in this movie, but kind of, sort of, no, it's all connected.
True lies.
So the setup. So the wife gets a call during dinner to meet at the Marriott. There's going to be an envelope at the front desk, and she's got to dress sexy. So she does, and you can tell she has no idea what she's doing. She's kind of clumsy and stumbling around and doesn't know how to, keep the secret from her husband, and is just acting so weird. She does it really well.
Yeah, she does.
All right, so she follows the directions. She goes to the Marriott. She's told to go to her room and follow the instructions that the man there gives her. But it's her husband with the tape recorder, and she has no idea. So he's sitting in the dark, so she can't see that it's him. And he's asking her to strip and dance and all of that. But he's, playing it on a tape recorder, so, it's not his voice, so she wouldn't know who it is. So she's very awkwardly, stripping and dancing, and then she kind of gets into it and all of that, and then at one point falls.
She's hilarious.
It was so funny
It's so good.
Between that and at one point Harry drops the tape recorder or something, and it's you guys are morons. What are you doing?
Guys are morons. There you go.
Why don't you just confront each other now that, hey, this is cool or whatnot? I don't know. But anyways, so she's dancing all that, and then she's supposed to lay on the bed, but she starts freaking out because she's like, I was told nothing's going to happen and all of that. So she's starting to get a little uncomfortable. And Harry leans in to kiss her, and she's got her eyes closed. She has no idea. And you see her hand reaching over by the phone. I thought she was planting this little, like, camera, the little bug on the phone like they told her to do. But no, she grabs the phone and she smashes him in the face with
She
it.
clocks him with that thing so good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And she has no idea, still, that this is her husband. And she doesn't realize it for a while, because then she hits him with the phone again and then kicks him. At this point, he's like, Helen, and he's like calling for her. And then she finally realizes, like, oh, I'm beating up my own husband. This is terrible. But, again, action-packed spy movie.
Just as she realizes.
Then, yes, people break in and take them away. He's busy yelling at her to stop talking because she thinks that they're after her because she was called to do this. And, of course, she doesn't have any idea that he is an actual spy.
I wrote down at this part of the movie, now the fun begins. And I wrote, watching Naomi realize that Helen thought she was the reason the bad guys were there was so much fun.
Like, who comes up with this stuff?
Jimmy Cameron.
I guess so. It was hilarious. This is the point in the movie where I think I was fully invested.
Nice.
Again, thinking Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis in a movie together. I don't know. I guess, okay, action-packed and all of that. This did not go anywhere near what I thought it was going to go. No idea whatsoever. All right. Hilarious, crazy, and, Jamie Lee Curtis needs to shut up when her husband tells her to shut up. So they get put on this plane, and the art lady is back. I knew she'd be back again and again. And she's all like, who's this? And the wife's like, I'm Helen, his wife. And Harry's just like trying to get her out of the situation and protect her, saying like, I don't know who this crazy hooker is, just let her go. But Helen's like, oh yeah? Well, why do I have this locket? And it's got a picture of her and Harry, which was, I don't know, she should have just shut up.
Remember when I said watching Naomi figure all this out was so much fun? It was so much fun. Because the first time, it's just like, what are you doing?
That was probably the most I wanted to scream at a person. Like when you watch a scary movie and you're yelling at them, don't go in the basement, don't go in the closet, all of this. I wanted to yell at her to shut up.
Ironically, she's one of the first people that people would yell at to not go in the basement and up in the attic and stuff like that.
Anyway, so they both get drugged because, they're both messy. They wake up and they're in this like terrorist camp where the art dealer breaks open a statue to reveal a nuclear missile. There's a guy filming and they ask Harry, what is it? And he jokes about what it actually is at first, but then they threaten Helen with a knife. So he explains what it actually is. And Helen can't believe that he knows all this information. So he comes clean about being a spy, and she basically freaks out and punches him, which was pretty badass there.
What can I say?
Yeah.
I'm a spy.
So Helen and Harry are taken into this little hut where he's injected with truth serum. Helen starts asking him questions like if he's killed anyone. And he's like, yeah, but they were all bad. Like the way he says it is so funny. And then like how long he's been a spy and all of that. And I don't blame her. I mean, truth serum.
Hey, take advantage.
Yeah, ask him a whole bunch of questions.
This is just one of the, I don't know, it's got to be my favorite scene in the whole thing, the hut, the truth serum hut.
Probably because when the guy comes back that injected him with the truth serum and is like, is there anything you'd like to admit? When he's like, yeah, I'm going to kill you, and basically goes into detail about how he's going to kill him. And you're like, well, now you told him, it's not going to work. And sure enough, no, it does. He was telling the truth.
What's the doctor say? Something like, and how do you think you're going to do that? Or something. What makes you think you can do that?
Yeah.
Remember my handcuffs? I picked them.
And that's it. And like he's saying it all like druggy and slow.
And then the doctor goes like that, and it's all over.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So, again, he goes into detail about how he's going to kill him and get away and proceeds to do just that.
Oh, such a good scene.
From this point on to the end of the movie, all it is a whole bunch of action and whatever else we can throw in here.
Oh, yeah. Shooting,
in that short
explosions,
period of time. Yeah.
Chases.
So I miss a whole bunch of everything because for me to go into all that detail, you might as well just watch it yourself. But to sum it up, they run off, shooting and killing anyone who gets in their way. They hide out, watching this main terrorist set off one of the warheads for like 90 minutes. Harry tells Helen that, hey, it's going to be us to save the day. So she basically gets what she wants here. She wanted that excitement. Here you go. Getting thrown into it head first.
You got the whole thing where she drops the Uzi down the stairs.
Oh, yeah, I was getting there.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay.
Because Harry gives Helen a gun and is like, have my back and all of that. And he goes off and he's trying to, like, take out as many people as he can, quietly kill some guys. Then he ends up throwing a grenade and taking out a whole bunch of people. We get a full-blown, action-packed fighting the bad guys, outnumbered good guy kind of scene.
It just makes me want to play a video game so bad.
But it was kind of like that.
Yeah.
You got Helen hiding. She's got that gun that Harry gave to her. Now Harry at one point loses his gun, and he's got two people around him that's about to kill him, and he's yelling for Helen's help. So she tries, but she drops the gun. This is the part that Luke was talking about. She drops the gun, and what does it do? It falls down the stairs, and as it's going down the stairs, is just shooting everybody, except for Harry, of course, because it is a spy action-packed movie.
He's the main character.
He can't die. He can't get shot in the arm. Nothing bad can happen to him, but everybody else is going to get wiped out by this gun just rolling down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. We got some terrorists that escape with a warhead. At some point, Harry is using fuel from a truck and his gun to make a flamethrower.
That's the best.
But then they shoot a rocket at him. That all blows up. Everybody thinks he's dead. There's a lot going on.
That's right. He escapes into the water as they blow up the fuel truck behiund him.
They take Helen. They take Helen as a hostage. There's a long scene where she's in a limo with the art dealer lady.
Tia Carrera, who plays the art dealer lady, by the way.
Finally,
Juno Skinner.
Harry's work backup buddies all show up. He's on a helicopter trying to rescue Helen.
Backup buddies.
Gib and everybody else in the CIA.
The names that you come up with for Goonies, backup buddies. I love
art dealer lady.
Art dealer, yes, perfect.
Listen, she comes up 4 times sporadically through this movie. You can call her art dealer lady. It's fine.
Juno Skinner.
Yeah, she cool. Art dealer lady.
She's cool. Okay.
Anyway, so at one point, Harry is holding on to the leg of a helicopter trying to rescue Helen. Oh yeah, because the limo driver got shot, so he's dead, and the limo's just driving all crazy.
So if you go back a couple Luke and Naomi episodes, I actually reviewed a movie. We did Speed. I had never seen Speed until a month ago. Watched Speed, and the driver gets shot in Speed, and I was just like, all right. And Naomi made a comment about that. And this is one of the reasons why. Because all the other movies that I've seen where the driver gets shot. And it was just like, okay, now we're talking.
Yep. Driver got shot.
You know something good's about to happen.
But the driver got shot and is dead. He's gone. This limo is just driving out of control. And there's a hole over the overseas highway. Because, I don't know, they blew somebody else up.
They called in the Harriers to try to stop the terrorists from getting there to blow the bridge.
Yeah. I know. And then, some went under in the water. A lot of stuff happened in a short period of time. The most important thing is Harry is trying to rescue Helen as she's jumping out of, the sunroof, moonroof, whatever, off this limo. And they're flying the helicopter, and he's reaching his hand out, and they miss 5 times. Oh, my gosh. First of all, realistic, because, you're not going to reach somebody on the first try and be okay. But also, that's where you're going to spend 10 minutes of the movie. You packed in all of this other stuff in 10 minutes, but we're going to wait on this for 10 minutes, going back and forth like this. I was so irritated. This movie made me want to yell at the TV so many times. Just grab her already. Let's get to the next scene, because you're going to try to pack in 20 more events in 5 minutes. That's exactly what they do.
Oh, they do.
Oh, my gosh. So I don't even know where I left off. Okay, just grab her already. That's where I left off. A lot happens in this movie. I mean, when you got everyone chasing the terrorist at one point, you got the warhead, a bunch of people are dying. And it makes so much more sense to just watch it and understand what's going on. But anyways, Helen is rescued. The warhead goes off in the distance because we have that happen.
Yep.
And everyone's like, don't be blinded by the light or
It was
whatever
on,
the hell he says.
It was on an abandoned island in the Keys.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the ones around it will be fine.
Yeah, of course. So you would think this is the end of the movie. The warhead blew up. It probably killed the terrorists that were around
Saved
it.
the day.
Whatever. Yeah, we're all good to go. No, we still got to cover some more ground in this movie. Main terrorist guy got away, took Helen and Harry's daughter as a hostage. So now Harry's got to steal a jet and fly over to Miami to save his daughter and finish saving the day.
Well, we couldn't get out of this movie without Arnold Schwarzenegger flying a Harrier jet.
Yeah, of
you know
course.
that.
Yeah, of course. So the daughter, Dana, ends up stealing the key to detonate another warhead. The main terrorist guy realizes this, chases her onto the roof. She keeps climbing and ends up on a crane sticking out of a skyscraper, which I'm sorry, but that was a terrible idea. Hey, this guy is chasing me. You know what I'm going to do? Climb onto this crane.
Go into the basement.
Where the only way out is back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to... great idea.
Or down.
Yeah. Oh, anyways, so Dad shows up and he's in that jet and he's telling her to jump, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah,
She's like,
just get
no.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
But the terrorist ends up grabbing at Dana, which causes her to fall on the jet, and then the terrorist jumps on the jet as well. We have this crazy jet scene where Harry is trying to save his daughter while being attacked by a terrorist and fly a jet all at the same time. But,
Epic.
Good guys always win. So we know what's going to happen. Harry tilts the jet.
Did you, though?
Not as much in depth, if we're being honest here. So Harry tilts the jet so the terrorist can fall off. But, of course, he doesn't just fall off to the strap of his backpack or outfit or whatever. Gets caught because, again, he can't just fall off the jet. That would be too simple. He gets caught on a missile. So, of course, Harry shoots the missile.
And says...
You're fired.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, it hits a helicopter full of terrorists, and they all die. Yay!
And none of that debris lands on anybody on the ground.
Nope, everything's cool.
Well, by this time, they've cleared the area.
Yeah. Few people looking up, and then people around going, what are those people doing looking up? So they look up
That's
too,
right.
and you got
Just
a whole experiment
going
on.
Yeah. Ig Nobel.
So they land, and they're safely escorted out of the area. Everything wraps up with the family sitting down to dinner about a year later, having fun, enjoying life. Then the phone rings. Helen picks it up, and they ask for Boris and Doris because that was their code names earlier in the movie. So we know they're still going on missions together. She got her excitement. He got his family. It's happily ever after. They go into more details of them actually being at like a fancy smancy party and doing the tango and
They go back to that whole thing.
Yeah.
And run into
the sleazy car salesman.
Simon.
Yeah. And they make him pee his pants again because why not? But yeah, that last...
perfect ending to a perfect movie.
That last 20 minutes of that movie was about 20 minutes of writing. Again, it makes more sense just to watch it yourself because so many things are happening. Way too many. I never mentioned about like the guy filming when they're making their like terrorist video and the battery dies and there's like
that's a hilarious
get another
part too.
Battery.
He's so afraid of the leader guy. He couldn't tell him. Battery is That's my favorite part too. So many good scenes.
So much happens in that movie. That was the most action-packed, full of everything, just all over the place movie I think I've ever watched in my entire life.
It's definitely one of the more action-packed ones that we've done for the Under a Rock reviews.
Yeah.
So
and more goofy, too, because I really wasn't expecting that. I really thought this was a more serious movie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that is that completes your review then?
That's it.
All right. And
I think I spent enough time on it.
As we do at the end of Naomi's reviews, we ask her the follow-up questions, of course. Did you like it?
Yes. Yes, I did.
She liked True Lies. I'm very happy about that. Definitely, I'm glad you liked it because you see how somebody could not like it with some of the weird stuff that they pull in this movie.
But
it
going
is
back
just,
to the Family Guy thing,
it is just, it's epic. It's a classic, and it's peak Cameron for sure. What did you know about True Lies going in?
Nothing. And it's a spy movie.
Did you know Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis?
I knew Schwarzenegger was in it. I don't think I knew Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm pretty sure I didn't know she was in it. Didn't know it was a James Cameron movie. Again, I thought this was going to be a serious, kind of boring spy movie.
Oh, I love that.
Some action here and there. Once the horse was going up the elevator, I was like, what the hell am I watching? This is not... I thought like the little pieces, because there are pieces before that are funny, but where it could still be a very serious movie.
Oh, they kept you guessing for sure, right?
Yeah, but once that happened, I'm like, you guys are ridiculous.
All right, so that's what did you know about it, and sort of covers your thoughts going into
Yeah.
Your thoughts going in. You thought it was going to be
Kind of boring
and a more serious spy movie. So, what surprised you then?
Just the idea of Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnold Schwarzenegger being so well together. They were just so believable in their roles. It was phenomenal.
It was surprising, right?
Yeah.
I remember.
And again, the fact of them trying to be like this married couple, I'm like, this is stupid. Like, nobody's going to believe that for a second. And the way that they act, oh my gosh, you would believe they're a married couple.
I remember when this came out, and a lot of people were surprised about that as well. So, awesome. Would you have liked it more or less if you saw it when you were younger, say 15?
Probably less.
Probably less?
Yeah.
It is a longer one, too, so, the younger kids sitting through it. But I absolutely loved this the first time I saw it. I was like, this is amazing. What is going on here?
And I feel like if I watched it as a kid, I would expect it to have more funny moments. So being blindsided by that as an adult is better, I think.
Okay, right on. What was your favorite part?
Oh my gosh, there was a lot, but
the get lost gunfire in part?
well, probably.
I mean, just
because
the joy.
Again, I rewatched that so many times.
The joy when that happened.
But her doing the dancing and then falling was phenomenal. Or the fact that she's smashing her husband with a phone and has no idea. And then he's telling her to shut up and she just won't listen. And like, it really truly believes that all these bad guys are after her. And it's like, lady, shut up.
That was the last note that I wrote down too, was you watch that was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, those were just phenomenal moments.
Talking about, if you could erase a movie from your memory to watch again, for that scene, True Lies is a candidate for me because of just that whole, she thinks it's all about her. And it's like, oh my God, you don't even know, like, the beginning.
Listen, when we kicked off the topic for next week, yes, I said True Lies to get us into the Under the Rock review, but there is some merit there.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So what was your least favorite part?
Probably all the action at the end. I was like, just wrap this movie up already. We don't need to keep going.
Naomi, not one for gratuitous action, that's for sure.
Nah.
Somebody else who's never seen True Lies thinks it's a spy movie. Would you recommend it to them?
Yes.
I mean, it is a spy movie, but
I want to talk to somebody who thinks it's like a serious spy movie and be like, oh yeah, watch it. You'll like it. And just wait for them to be like,
just wait.
You set me up.
That's right. And
yes,
basically what I did.
Yeah.
Would you watch it again?
Absolutely.
Stop and watch it if it's on TV?
Yes.
What part would you be rooting for to see if it's on TV? Because for me, it's always, did I miss the truth serum scene?
Right. There's quite a few of those moments. The epic chase scene in the beginning,
the hotel
bathroom
chase
fight scene. Truth serum is definitely up there. The trying to rescue her out of the limo, because I mean that takes like 10 minutes, so I've got a good chance that I'm not gonna miss that part. And again, the striptease dancing where she falls over,
it's
like that's scene. So funny, and like you legit believe it because she seems like timid and scared, and then like is getting into it, and I've got to play this part. I'm doing this for my country, I'm a spy right now, and then just takes it too far and falls over.
It's awesome too because it's like, all of a sudden she's this great stripper, and then
exactly.
Oh, okay, all right.
No, she just was getting into it, and that's all.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And final question. I know this seems redundant because I ask if you like it at the beginning, but are you happy you watched it?
Yes.
And because there will be some movies, again, if you're new, that Naomi won't like, but will be happy she watched it.
Yes. There's been a few of those, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm glad you liked it, and I'm glad that you're happy you watched it, of course. Do you understand now why, as we've been doing this, I'm like, we've got to get to True Lies?
Yes. It makes so much sense. Absolutely does. I cannot believe that I've gone this long in my life without seeing that movie.
Do you put this pretty high as far as your rankings go? We've got to get like an actual physical ranking somewhere, a board that we can put up here in the studio.
Yeah. I mean, Ghostbusters is definitely up there for me.
Which is this is all music to my ears, too. It's very self-serving for me to do this.
True Lies is definitely up there. Hocus Pocus, sorry, everybody, if you have not watched those episodes. Hocus Pocus is down by the bottom for me. It's
you
sitting
should
pretty
listen and
with
find out
Blazing
why.
Saddles.
Oh, my goodness. That's a great one, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, this one is definitely up there. Yeah, I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I was going to.
Fantastic. I am happy that you know, of course, you like stuff that I like. I'm always going to be happy, but
right.
It is such a, I mean, I say iconic movie, but it's iconic for the reasons that, you know, it is goofy.
Yeah.
Also, which is just great. If you haven't seen True Lies, I'm amazed that you sat through this review, first of all, but go watch it.
And then you ruined the surprise.
Yeah.
Now I can't be like, no, watch this serious spy movie.
And
because you'll know it's not as serious.
It is on Hulu right now. I just checked.
For free.
If you have the Hulu, you should be able to get to True Lies and check that out, rewatch it with us.
Yeah.
All right, Killer. Great review of True Lies. Thank you for watching True Lies, and thank you for your review of True Lies. That's Naomi's Under a Rock review.
That's right.
Episode 59. That's 35, 45. We're at almost 35 reviews we've done.
I watched a lot of movies.
That was me counting on my fingers too, by the way.
I'm pretty sure we all figured that out.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what happens for the movie next week. We never plan ahead for anything like that. It just kind of comes as it comes.
We don't. We'll see.
All right, it's time for Thought of the Day.
Thought of the day, thought of the day. It's your thought of the day, thought of the day.
To an insect, rain must be petrifying.
Wow. That is deep.
That would be terrible. Can you imagine being a little ant and like these huge like buckets of water just dropping from the sky randomly?
That is absolutely deep.
Scary. All right, Luke, you gonna leave us with a laugh?
I am going to, but I have to look them up quickly because I absolutely slacked off this episode and didn't pull them up. But I have the dad joke page that I use here since we used up Brian from England's books.
That's right.
So let's see here. I tried to have a conversation with my wife when she was applying a mud mask. You should have seen the filthy look she gave me.
You deserved it.
I wish I didn't stumble into that one, but okay.
Yeah.
Told the wife I had a crush on Beyonce. She replied with, well, whatever, damn it. You want to read these for me, please?
Yeah, no. You're supposed to leave us with a laugh.
She replied with, well, whatever floats your boat. I'm confused because that's buoyancy.
That's stupid.
Well, it took 40 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
What do you call sweaty boobs?
I don't know.
Humid titties.
Oh, my goodness.
And one more.
All right.
Found out I was colorblind yesterday. It came right out of the purple. We're just going to sit here in silence until Naomi figures it's supposed to be out of the blue.
Oh, okay. I'm like, black, white? Came out of the white? Came out of the black? Oh my gosh. All right, I'm done. Let's go.
Naomi's dad joke blind.
I am.
Fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for coming back for episode 59.
Please tell me I'm not the only one that took that long for.
Somebody just lie.
I'm okay with that. Lie to me. It's fine. Can I write that down? I want to ask somebody else that.
Absolutely.
I'm going to ask some coworkers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for sticking around with us through 59 episodes. If you're new, we absolutely love you. If you're old, that's not the right way to say it. If you've been around forever, we absolutely love you too. You know how it is. Luke and Naomi on air everywhere. We're on Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon,
YouTube,
and probably
Facebook,
something else I'm not thinking
everywhere.
of. Luke and Naomi On Air on Facebook is where you can let us know what movie you'd erase from your memory so you could watch it again for the first time.
And you can tell me that you didn't understand that joke at first either.
That's
so
right.
I feel better.
That's where you go to make Naomi feel better. Luke and Naomi On Air on YouTube. We need all the subscribers we can get, so like and subscribe. Log into your friends' accounts and subscribe for them.
Yeah.
That would definitely be
Help them
awesome.
out.
Need to get up there. We're really close to the mark we need to hit to start making some cash.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is subscribe to a page for us.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all you got to do. All right. All right. We'll be back next week, episode 60. Looking forward to finding out what movie we're going to do.
That's right.
That is Luke and Naomi On Air, featuring Naomi's Under a Rock review of True Lies. Until then, have some fun this week and be excellent to each other. Love you. Bye.